For Off the Block, I'm Vane Lopes, and we are now joined by Stanford men's volleyball head coach, Coach Kosty. And Coach, bit of an interesting stretch for you guys. A little bit of a rough weekend with losses to CSUN and also a loss to Long Beach State. But last night, you guys are able to get a 5-game victory against number 4 UCLA. What was the biggest difference in your team from the weekend to last night?
One of them was a little more aggressive serving. I thought we did a nice job last night. And yes, stats are stats. We missed over 20 serves last night, but we were able to keep UCLA a little off balance. And any win in the MPSF is a great win. And when you go on the road, you're scraping to get that one win. We couldn't do it down at Northridge or Long Beach, and we knew we had to take care of business this weekend with UCLA at home, and then followed by Santa Barbara at home tomorrow.
Yeah, and Coach, you made a little bit of a setter change for the match against UCLA, bringing in Kyle D'Agostino. What made you want to make that change, and how do you feel that he was able to play?
I thought he played great last night, and he's been playing great all season. And he and Paul Bischoff has been battling for the starting position, and it's an opportunity for Kyle to show his leadership. He's set in this conference before, and he showed last night what he can truly do as a setter, a volleyball player, and a leader. And I thought he did a tremendous job for us last night.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about some of the freshmen on your team. You have a little bit of a younger team. One freshman really stood up for you last night, Mason Tuvok. What was he able to do to be so offensively successful, and what made you want to insert him into the starting lineup?
Mason is a very good volleyball player. He plays within himself. Another nice thing, he's left-handed. There's not as many left-handed players out there, and with how he approaches the ball, is able to hit at a high level. And he's been doing this at practice day in and day out. And last night was a great opportunity for us to showcase his abilities.
And, we talked a little bit about the offense. Be remiss if I didn't ask you about the job that Jordan Hewitt did last night. 20-plus kills on the night. It's his sophomore year. What has he been able to do to really elevate his game compared to his freshman season?
He's gotten bigger and stronger, plain and simple. He worked really hard over the summer to increase his workload, to get physically stronger. Your freshman year, when you get to start, you realize day in and day out that it's a really physical league, and it's very demanding on your body, and you need to be fully prepared mentally and physically to compete at the highest levels day in and day out. And he understood that after his freshman year, worked his tail off in the weight room, got himself in great shape, and he's having a great sophomore year.
Yeah. Coach, looking at your team right now, you're 4-2 in the MPSF, and it's a bit of a shorter season, only 18 matches as opposed to 22. With that being said, is there any more pressure on you guys this season, just knowing that it's a shorter season, you can't, get in a hole too early because there's less time to climb out of?
I think the interesting part is we no longer play Long Beach, Northridge, or UCLA. That's the interesting thing for us is it's a one and done with those 3 teams, and then same thing with Santa Barbara on Saturday. That's the thing that my coaching staff is having a hard time with is we don't get another shot at these guys. This is it, and this is something that we need to prepare for because down the line it could help us or hurt us because somebody has a win against a team and somebody has a loss, and there's no wash. So I think. Even more importantly is these matches are significant matches because we only get one attempt at them.
And with that being said, just a little bit of a follow-up, how much more difficult is it to prepare for a team that you haven't played this season as opposed to a team that you have seen before?
I think it's a two-way street, but, we are now in the point of the season where we have a ton of statistics, we have a ton of video, and things are becoming more understood about what teams are trying to do. I think earlier when you're in January, it's you flip a coin. We don't know. We don't have enough information on guys to see what changes they have made, but by now we understand. So I think both teams tomorrow are going to come in with a great scouting report, and it's the team that
And with that being said, about a third of the way through the season, what do you feel has been the biggest improvement your team has made since the beginning of January?
I think cohesiveness. We had 2 to 3 freshmen on the court at any given time, and just understanding what the other person is going to do, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of game preparation. And I think that's the point we're getting to right now, is we're trusting ourselves and we're trusting the person next to us. That just takes time, and it's starting to show.
All right, Coach, and 2 a little bit lighter questions to ask you about before we let you go. You know, I saw in the box scores last week you did get a yellow card. I know that's a rare occurrence for you. Can you recall the last time you got a yellow card in a match?
Nope, I can't. I cannot.
Yeah. Well, and my other question for you, Coach, I know you've been asked this 10,000 times, so I apologize. I'm going to be 10,001, but you got a new Stanford coach in Kevin Hemley. You know, have you had an opportunity to talk to Kevin? You know, what do you think about him taking over the program?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I've known Kevin ever since he was playing in the MPSF, or were we WEVA back then? I can't remember. Yeah. But you know what? He's a great ambassador for our sport. He's a professional. He's a great coach. I'm happy that he's on the farm. And yes, we've sat down and chatted a couple times already. He's only been on campus a week now. He was at our match last night, so I just think it's great. It's a great addition to our family.